Final match of this duel. It's 138 pounds at Joey Seitz of Kewaskum, a 1-0 sophomore, and Rashaun Sparks. He's a senior for Campbellsport. Match brought to you by the Campbellsport Wrestling Club. Big thanks to head coach Mark Peterson, along with the support of the Campbellsport Wrestling Club, supporting Cougar Wrestling here on BadgerStateWrestling.com. Sparks a year ago, a state qualifier, was 30-10 at 130 pounds. Last year as a junior, Cougar Invite champion, regional and sectional champion. At the state tournament, was defeated by Dylan Schmieder of Cuba City Southwestern and Zach Wire of Baldwin Woodville, and hopefully Sparks will be okay. Perhaps a little dazed, Sparks toes the line. Sparks this season goals, conference, regional, and sectional championships, and wants to stand on the podium inside the Kohl Center. Second team all-conference in football. Seitz, football, wrestling, and track. Over 20 victories a year ago at the varsity level for the Indians. Head coach Dennis Opperly. "39 seconds as we reset. Coach Opperly in his 11th year as head coach at Kewaskum. He graduated from Kewaskum in 1989. He was 25-1 that season. His lone defeat at sectionals, missed out on a state tournament appearance, and talking with him today, he remembers it like it was yesterday. Always remember those tough defeats. Nice throw there, edge of the mat by Sparks, but out of space, but good throw, something that I'm sure will resonate in the mind of Joey Seitz as this match progresses. Coach Opperly then went on to wrestle at UW-Stevens Point, two-time conference champion at heavyweight, qualified for the NAIA National Tournament in 1992, and then in 1993, finished 7th at the NCAA Championships, and All-American finish. Good first period. That was some good action. No scoring, but both guys wrestle tough, and Seitz will start second period on bottom. Seitz able to stand up, fighting for hand control. Sparks, though, stays right with him and breaks him down. Good flurry there from Rashaun Sparks. The "Here We Go Sparky" chant in the background from the Campbellsport student section. They have shown up in a big way tonight here in the rival gym of Kewaskum. Kewaskum as a team has been to the team sectional a couple of times, and you look at the state champions for Kewaskum. Josh Kurtz at 145 back in 1992. Mike Farcione at 189 in 2000. Assistant coach Scott Rhodes, two-time state champion at 145 in 04 and 05. And most recently, a couple of horses a year ago, was Brad Bentz at 160 and Bo Seibel at 189. Stood atop the podium inside the Kohl Center. Seitz trying to kick out of it. Sparks right here wants to make sure that he works up. Trying to work up and reach across and get that far leg of Seitz. He's got to work up. Sparks has got to work up. I'm surprised he hasn't been hit with stalling. If you're Seitz right here, you want to just keep on kicking. And as I say that, Sparks hit with stalling. It's a tough spot to be if you're Sparks. Always a really tough position because you're going to get hit with stalling. But when a guy is kicking, I mean, really, what are you supposed to do? Of course, you're going to hang on for dear life. Again, Seitz able to stand up, but here's where Sparks is tough. And that time, Seitz escapes. He's on the board, 1-0. We have seen some really good matches here tonight, some good battles, tightly contested. But a fun night of wrestling, as expected, between rivals Campbellsport and Kewaskum. And was that slick? That was slick from Sparks. And he's got his first lead 2-1, 25-second second period. Talked about Scott Rhodes, assistant coach for Kewaskum. For head coach Mark Peterson, Dan Heisdorf, who wrestled at Kewaskum. And Jim Wiesner was a state qualifier for the Cougars. An escape by Seitz, a big one, ties it up at 2, and he gets that inside of 15 seconds. Those short time points are so critical. Third period, Sparks to start on bottom. Seitz, a really good-looking underclassman for Kewaskum. Look at Seitz there. He's got that tight waist, kind of a coffee grinder. Now going to peel that back into a hammerlock or an armbar. Now he's going to try to thread the needle, and Sparks wisely able to pop up to his feet. When you see guys thread the needle, if they're able to get that locked and horse you over, 9 times out of 10, you're going to hear the ref slap the mat. And Sparks back out in front, 3-2. There he doesn't take a very good shot, and wisely able to back out of it and reestablish position. Good wrestling there from Sparks. You take a shot if you're in bad shape, you got to back out of it. Don't stay in that position. 1 minute showing on the Vans Hunt of Green Bay scoreboard. Sparks up on Seitz, 3-2. Tack on 2 more. The takedown by the Cougar widens the gap now by 3, 5-2. It's high school wrestling here on BadgerStateWrestling.com. We're presented by the Wisconsin Army National Guard. BadgerStateWrestling.com, where it's nothing but wrestling. There's an escape. Seitz has 30 seconds to work with. He trails it by a pair. Seitz, you got to keep the pressure on. And Sparks, of course, want to maintain position right now, doing a nice job to lock him up. If anything, taking precious time off the clock. Keep in mind, Sparks was hit once for stalling. So if you're Sparks, you want to move forward. Maintain position. That was a wise move right there. You go in, double leg, maybe switch off to a single and hang on. 5 seconds as we reset center of the circle. Five to 3 the final. At 138 pounds, Sparks over Seitz. Match brought to you by the Campbellsport Wrestling Club. The final score tonight, Campbellsport 42 and Kewaskum 25. Presented by the Wisconsin Army National Guard, BadgerStateWrestling.com.